Being in the woods in Virginia brought back memories of being in the jungles of Jamaica. Imagination is indeed the greatest faculty of the mind. Walking in the woods was a delight for me as a child, and it still is. I imagined being in so many adventures, all created in my head. I didn't know then that the brain made no distinction between reality and fantasy. It was all the same to the mind. Makes sense, doesn't it? I grew up with a very active imagination. I was fortunate in so many ways. I did not grow up rich, but wealthy in resources that stimulated the mind, stimulated the imagination. I grew up with books, many books, about such characters as Sherlock Holmes, Robinson Crusoe, the Count of Monte Cristo, Don Quixote, you name them. And I grew up discovering different situations and places as described by such writers as Jules Verne. I was under the sea in my imagination long before I was on the sea in my real life as a sailor, visiting so many countries that I had envisioned as a young child in my imagination. Tales from my parents about their childhood in Jamaica and Costa Rica massaged my mind and my fantasies as I walked through the jungles of so many countries in my imagination. In my way of thinking, oral history is invaluable to the development of a child's mind. Even now, I can still recall, from age 5 or 6, the native patterns of my mom's skirt she brought with her when she left her native country. I remember clearly her tale of finding a baby snake in her shoes when she migrated to Jamaica, and that stirred the imagination. Back then, in my mind, I did not see a snake as being poisonous. After all, in Jamaica there are no poisonous snakes. But instead I saw a snake as something unique, something beautiful, as being a part of nature. As for my dad's life is so filled with so many fantastic tales. As a young man in a Booker, St. Anne, fascinating stories. Being in the woods as a child held the greatest fascination. I had a mentor, a teacher in an older cousin. Vincent was there for me. And being a child of about 5 or 6 years old, Vincent, to me, knew every single thing there was to know about this world. He was all knowledge. The fact that he was only a few years older than I am made no difference. He was the older cousin. He took me under his wings and shared his perceptions and knowledge with me. Vincent and I in the woods was a treat for me. The woods opened up my mind to many imaginary adventures. An old abandoned building. What secrets did it hold? Plants and their magical medicinal properties. Old logs and the wonder of what magnificent trees they must have been. Do you have childhood memories of being in the woods, being in the middle of nature? Memories that you cherish even today, even as an adult? I'm an old man now, but my memories serves me well. I just hope that parents are allowing their children to visit the woods and to exercise their imagination.